Hello, it's Ran. So I have some things that I would like to share. I think that we have these episodes of darkness or sadness or grief, and we try to escape, we try to run away from that. And I've learned that diving head first into the darkness and then really finding the source, where is this coming from? What is the trauma or the trigger or whatever it is, and then sitting in that space, becoming comfortable in it and adapting, sparking a torch in that space, creating light out of nothing, out of your own source. Because we are all individual expressions of the universe doing homework that nobody else will experience or be able to do, and our life experience is said homework. And I think that a big part of that homework is integrating your darkness and your shadow instead of running away from it, because there's toxic positivity, love and light, which is a very modernized version of spirituality that doesn't necessarily resonate. And I think that there's mental illness, there's the 3D, there's spirituality, there's astral, and we have to be able to separate these things in our minds. And it's when we're experiencing that darkness, that 3D, very much in our body, that can be transmuted, yes, but we also need to find a way to understand it so it doesn't keep coming back around. It's if we want to be the ones to break the generational curses, to make the first steps for our family, for our bloodlines, right? Nobody in our, as in women, or AFAB peoples, they are breaking generational curses with every act that they do, because it's never been a opportunity for the women before them. And so I think that it's important for us to integrate our darkness, integrate our shadow, to then be more authentic with our expression. And I think that authenticity is there's love, there's light, whatever, and then there's authenticity. And I think authenticity is more potent, it's more palpable, it creates change in others. When you remain authentic, so even in the darkness, giving space for that, allowing yourself to feel it. Yes, transmutation can be a part of your process, but sometimes we just need to look into the mirror. We need to look into the mirror, look at that version of self, which is not you. It is a reflection of who you are. We have to look at that version of self. We have to dive into it, and we have to accept what we're receiving. And I think it can be scary at first. We'll notice our face shifting, or we'll notice oh, I don't look like myself. It looks like someone else is taking over my body, different things like that. And these things are scary, but the first steps to integrating your shadow is being able to look at it, being able to sit in it, being able to understand it, and incorporate it into your expression, into your art, into your creativity. That's where the transmutation happens. That's where the understanding of your own pain, your shadow, that's where it comes from, is by integrating it into whatever part of your journey and spirituality that you're at. Not everything can be transmuted to love and light. PTSD, these things are real, right? And so allowing ourselves to feel that, allowing ourselves to, like I said, hold space for it. And then finding a way to be able to express it. And whether it's moving your body, whether it's art or whatever, like telling other people about your hypotheses about the world, or I think authenticity makes people uncomfortable because a lot of people aren't authentic. And so to be authentic, it's a very potent energy to experience for others. When someone else is not authentic, we trigger major things in them. We force them in ways to see their own shadow and to just deal with it, right? And that's why, like, in your authenticity, we experience like deep rejection and betrayal. It's because we're triggering things in other people that they're ready to be triggered, because everything happens in divine timing. Like, time is relative, like the past, the present, and the future all happening at once. And that was always a difficult concept for me to understand, like I see how the present is affecting the future, but how is the present affecting the past, right? Like, or how is the future affecting the past, right? Well, the future is the present, and the way that the present affects the past is like when we go back and we think about these traumas, these memories, if we are able to reframe them, to zoom out, to see different perspectives and rewrite our own past, right? And then with that, effortlessly, like, dimensional shifts take place where our past does quite literally shift. Our reality does change. The past is then changed. Like, you are God, you are source. Everything around you is you. Everything, every person, every place, every feeling, it's all coming from you. And so when you come across, like, when you meet people or when you are in relationships, it's like that is a divine reflection of you in that current state. And you have to learn a lesson and they have to learn a lesson. And sometimes once you're excelling through that lesson, you're learning the lesson, you're integrating your shadow, you're taking the downloads and you're running with it, right? Like, you become more authentically yourself. When someone is so stuck in a mask or a way of being out of survival, different things like that, which is totally valid, it triggers parts of them that they don't want to focus on, that they don't want to see, that they don't want to be authentic because they fear that it will affect their expression. But in reality, authenticity is what will make your expression more potent. And it's, if you want to have access to more people, if you want to, have a wider web of where your energy is directly impacting, I think that comes with integrating your shadow, integrating your darkness, and living with it, and also being able to know what is your energy and what is other people's energy. Is this my darkness, or am I taking on someone else's because because of my ability to love, and so we just have to really, we have to work on that. We have to focus on who am I? Who am I, right? What does my authentic voice sound like? What does my authentic expression sound like? What does or look like, right? Like, whether you're a singer or an artist or whatever, like, it changes and it shifts with time because of these spiritual lessons that we're learning, whether we're conscious of it or not. And it's like, yeah, integrate your shadow, find out who you are, and even when you don't know exactly who you are, you can still be authentic in that. So finding the frequency of authenticity and living in that, and just remaining still, because authenticity is what changes you, and it changes other people's lives in ways that you could never really comprehend. And yeah, like, we definitely have a responsibility as these first women with, you know, the right to a bank account since we were born, the ability to be like, I don't want to be with you. We don't have to be forced into marriage. We don't have to be forced into procreation. It's like we have to make decisions for ourselves. We have to break generational curses. That comes with integrating your shadow. That comes with looking your darkness in the face, accepting it for what it is, seeing that it's beautiful, and yeah. Authenticity, my boy. My girl. My they, them. You know what I'm saying? Like, authenticity. Whatever that means to you. You know, and like, we have these terms of like divine masculine, divine feminine, and it's like we think of everything in such a binary way when now even scientifically it's been proven that the universe isn't binary. And yeah, like, accept who you are. If you are authentic, that will be felt by people that you will never actually interact with. You can heal, you know, you can send your healing energy to the whole planet, with authenticity and love and with pure intent that we are so able to give. And I find in myself, like, because of my ability to love so effortlessly, like, I find myself wanting to give it to people. It's like, well, we can't overextend ourselves. We can't be the love bombers. We can't, we need to take things slow. We need to make calculated decisions about who and what we are, who we want to be, but not necessarily who we want to be, but who we are, right? Because we're ever-changing beings, every day, you know, even if you're fully, like, in the lunar cycle, you know, 28-day cycle, find a way to then utilize the sun energy of every day you wake up, you know, like men, you know, like cis men, they wake up, they're just like, it's a brand new day, new me, new everything, I can do whatever I want, you know what I mean? And so I found a way within myself to utilize the sun to then let go of everything from the day before, let go of even the ideals that I had if they don't resonate anymore, or the passion, everything, you being able to let things die through the night and becoming anew. Yeah, I mean, that's the step after integrating your darkness, is then all of a sudden you can see and feel the sun for what it is. You know, like, think about Minecraft, like, you know what I mean? Like, all the creepers are out at night, everybody's walking around at night, but by sunrise, they don't get eliminated, they just disappear, they go and hide. It's not like the darkness is never going to be extinct. We have to not have this toxic positivity mindset. We have to integrate the darkness. We have to become friends with the creeper and the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, the, what's it called? I forgot what it's called, but the tall dude that's like just walks around, and then if you look at it, it jumps at you. If anything, that's your own reflection. And if you don't do the work, and 1414 as I say that, but if you don't do the work, the people that you chase after or attract, right? Attract will be the exact reflection of who you are, even with the work undone. And so you're not going to meet someone who's going to inspire change. You are the change to inspire others. And so in this way, we have to integrate our shadow and deal with it and be the change for others. And, like, for me personally, I've been you know, a guide for even elders throughout my entire life, just effortlessly being able to channel and take spirit and put it into their 3D, their specific 3D frequency, and so that they receive light code. And it's like not everybody is on that same journey, or in that same position of being, you know, kind of a voice for change for everyone that they love. But if you relate to that, then you already know, like, you just have to remain authentic, because otherwise we can love so hard that we'll lose ourselves completely in someone else, and that's no good. That is no good. So yeah, I guess that's what I have to say. It's just do the work, shoddy, and integrate your shadow. Look in the mirror, you know? Look in the goddamn mirror. Look in the mirror and look into your eyes. Look at your face. You know, see it. See how this is not who you are. This is the mirror's reality, right? Mirrors are portals to another dimension. Not necessarily the one we want to be sucked into. We want to stay where we're at and have dimensional shifts just as we exist. We don't want to be absorbed by the mirror, but we have to look into the mirror and accept what we're seeing. Accept what's us and what isn't us, you know? And so that's what I kind of mean by integrating your shadow. But yeah, I guess that's what I have to say.